Hello everybody, my name is Ed to the Beat, and welcome to the second episode of Let's Talk, where today we're going to be discussing Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The movie is set about 10 years after the events of The Phantom Menace. The Galactic Republic is being threatened by a separatist movement which is organized by Count Dooku and secretly Darth Sidious, who we know from the last movie was controlling the Trade Federation and their plans to invade Naboo. So because of this worry, Padme, Queen Amidala, now Senator Amidala, comes to Coruscant to make a vote on the creation of an army to assist the Jedi. But on her way, there's an attempt to kill her. She comes off unscathed. One of her stand-ins sadly dies, but she's put under the protection of Obi-Wan Kenobi and his newly grown Padawan, Anakin Skywalker. Yes, we get to see him and Obi-Wan about 10 years later, see how their dynamic plays out and see how they've grown as characters since the last movie, because in the last movie, Anakin was a young boy and Obi-Wan was still technically a Padawan. So now under the protection of Obi-Wan and Anakin, Padme goes to sleep and, lo and behold, is attempted to be killed again, sparking a chase scene between the two Jedis and her attempted murderer. Eventually they catch up to her, and as they question her, she is killed by a mysterious figure before she can tell them any information. After this event, the Jedi Council instructs Anakin to protect Padme, and Obi-Wan to go find who Padme's attempted murderer is. You know, who's doing this? What's going on? Does this have anything to do with the separatist movement? So Anakin is sent to Naboo with Padme as refugees to not draw attention to themselves, and they hide out. And Obi-Wan becomes detective. He gets himself a lead to a planet that leads him to a planet called Kamino, in which he finds a massive clone army that is ready to fight, which was apparently ordered by a Jedi named Sifo Dyas, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who is dead. He died like 10 years ago. So there's some sniffy stuff going on there. Obi-Wan gets to meet with the original host donor, whose DNA was used to construct the clones, if you know what I mean, who is a bounty hunter by the name of Jango Fett. Now, Obi-Wan believes that it was Jango Fett who is attempting to kill Padme, so he sticks a tracker on his ship after they have a bit of a brawl and follows them to the planet called Geonosis. On the planet Geonosis, Obi-Wan finds a separatist meeting with Count Dooku, where he finds out that he is planning on making a new droid army with the Trade Federation. Shocked by this news, because it's big news and big intel on what's happening, Obi-Wan sends a message to Anakin, because his long-range stuff is out and can't send it to the Jedi Council, before being captured. On Anakin's side of things, he goes to Naboo and hides out with Padme, and they slowly fall in love and do their thing. But Anakin begins having nightmares about his mother, so he goes back to Tatooine with Padme. He goes back and he finds Watto, his previous owner, and he finds out that his mother has been sold off to someone named Cliegg Lars and is now married to him. So Anakin goes there and finds out that she was taken by some Tusken Raiders, and they've been searching for about a month, I'm pretty sure, but didn't find her. So Anakin, using his Force skills, finds her, goes in and rescues her, but sadly was not able to save her. She dies in his arms, and Anakin then lashes out, killing not just the men, but the women and the children too, in that town, or the Tusken Raiders in that town. Once back at the Lars' place, Anakin receives the message that Obi-Wan sent him. He forwards it to the Jedi Council, but then goes to Geonosis to save Obi-Wan with Padme. Whilst he is captured, Obi-Wan is informed by Count Dooku that Darth Sidious is in charge of the Senate, but he doesn't believe it, because that's a big thing, having a Sith Lord in charge of the Senate. Like, whoa, what's going on? After this, we then see that Chancellor Palpatine has been granted emergency powers and approves the clone army's use on Kamino, so they have now been dispatched with the Jedi. Once Anakin and Padme arrive on Geonosis, they are rather quickly captured and sentenced, along with Obi-Wan, to death in like a Colosseum area. I don't know what it is, but luckily are saved by the Jedi Council and the new clone army that are helping them. During the battle, though, Mace Windu beheads Jango Fett. This is important because Jango's son, which is just another clone without like the aging stuff or mind manipulation or whatever, then kind of picks up his dad's trade. He then becomes a bounty hunter, which is important much later in the story. If you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin then pursue Dooku, who has left the Colosseum area and is fleeing. But during this, another very cool battle, the prequels have the best fights. Dooku defeats both Anakin and Obi-Wan and almost kills them if it wasn't for Yoda, thankfully, showing up, who was able to stop Dooku from killing Anakin and Obi-Wan, but not enough for him to get away. And Count Dooku gets away with plans to the Death Star, which is interesting. Once everyone's safe back on course, the Jedi Council agree that, hey, we need to keep a closer eye on the Senate, because if there really is a Sith Lord in there, that's pretty bad stuff. Anyway, Yoda announces that the Clone Wars has officially begun, and Anakin and Padme are married on Naboo. And that's where the movie ends. So, my review. Yeah, it's good. Definitely better than The Phantom Menace, in my opinion. It's a setup movie. What more can I say? It's a movie to set up the events of, like, 2 shows. One technically not canon, but still included in my list anyway. And a movie. It's a big setup, and also sets up for the events of Revenge of the Sith, which then explains and kind of completes the story between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. But the good thing is, it didn't pretend not to be. It embraced the fact that it was a setup movie, and it did really well. I enjoyed the movie, and kind of having known, what happens next, because like I said, I have seen the movies. It worked well, and I can kind of tell, oh yeah, that's what they're here. Oh, yep. And I did beautifully. It was really well done. I love the newly grown up character of Anakin, how they created that with Hayden Christensen, and we can already, from those very early scenes, see his mindset and how that's going to kind of fly off and make him become a Sith Lord. I love how they represent the dynamic between him and Obi-Wan, as well as the relationship between him and Padme. Just a great movie. They did really well with it. They embraced what it is, what it was. They took everything on. They took their feedback from The Phantom Menace. I'm guessing there'll obviously be feedback. And they took it on. Great movie. I'm really excited to proceed with this binge, because it's now venturing into stuff that I have not seen before, and I'm really excited to talk about. So, thank you for joining me on another episode of Let's Talk. Next, we will be talking about Volume 1 of Clone Wars 2003. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.